Guys, the first qualifying round of the Champions League draw is about to start.
Icelandic champions Grindavik will play Karabag.
Synger sammen til segerskroppen Maltan Grindavik. Og jeg vet, hvis vattnen ger I dag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It's Season 5 Episode 2 today, and we are going to have a cup tie against a second tier side, which hopefully we'll be able to win, and then a league game against KR. We'll catch you up on how the league campaign has been getting on so far. But the big news today is we have got our first qualifying round draw in the Champions League, and it's a tough one. It is Karabag. Now, 5 years on, Karabag, it's a little bit like Astana, I find, in Kazakhstan as well. They do tend to have some very good players, but they tend to be older as well. So it can... I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful we'll be able to beat them, but they're a tricky tie, and it certainly wasn't the easiest we could have got. In fact, it was probably one of the harder ties we could have got. So we've been given no favours, but we'll go out there and give it our best shot. Now, in terms of our rankings, we have moved up 156 places to 420th. Wasn't the most improved team in Europe last year. That went to Sligo Rovers, which is a little bit frustrating, but anyway. And if we just go down here a little bit further to the league, the actual league has moved up 3 places to 70th. So that is good news. You know, the higher reputation of the league is, and this is why we need the rest of the Icelandic teams to do well as well, so that the league reputation builds up, which will then mean we can attract better players, and it just becomes this whole thing. But anyway, that is obviously good, and we just need to keep that going on the up and up. Now, there is a little bit of other news to catch you up on in terms of a signing. And this very much goes into the we need to build up the rest of the league category. It is a young, he's left-footed, so he's probably going to try and train him to be a left winger. Now, I don't think this guy is one for us. The thought process here is he's going to be coming in on a 3-year deal when the transfer window reopens. We're going to try and train him up as a professional player, and then hopefully the plan is someone else in Iceland will then take him on. So he does have fairly good potential there. So that's the plan for him, not for us, but for somebody else to take him on, and hopefully that works out for us. Now, there are quite a few games to catch you up on since last episode. The first one in the league is against KA. We had a doubleheader against them, league then cup. So let's see how the league game went. Rocky gave us the lead, and Collar crossed for Viva to make it 2-0 at half-time. But KA pulled one back midway through the second half. So a really good first half promise, though. The XG tracker would suggest maybe a really good end to the first half. Second half, we just seemed lazy, to be honest. Like, we weren't bothered. They did get a goal back with 20 minutes to play. Thankfully, we didn't concede a second one. But yeah, it was a strange game. All in all, it was a decent performance. The second half just seemed lazy. So that was 3 points in the league. Now let's see what we did against them in the cup. Viva crossed for Stefansson to put us ahead. And Huggins played in Stefansson to make it 2-0 at half-time. KA pulled one back. And they then pulled level. Viva picked out Stefansson's run for his hat-trick, before a goal-mouth scramble was finished by Rocky to seal the tie. So we got the job done. It was a chaotic start to the second half. They scored 55th and 60th minute. Then we got 2 goals in a minute. So there was 3 goals in 2 minutes, basically. And we sort of killed them off after that. They didn't come back again. But Viva and Huggins down that right-hand side were absolutely brilliant throughout the whole game. They just linked up superbly. It was really, really good stuff. And yeah, anyway, we got the tie done. We face a second tier side in the next round today. And our next game to catch you up on back in the league was against one of our title rivals last season, Grindavik. We took the lead when Matheson found Stefansson, but Adel Steinsson gave away possession for Grindavik to be level at half-time. Monte's knockdown was finished by Stefansson to restore our lead, but Grindavik pulled level again. So we just couldn't kill this game off. You know, we had the lead twice. You can see from the match stats, it was an even game, and we just couldn't quite kill off the game. So yeah, a bit of a disappointment, but you know what? They're a tough team. We were at home, which makes it extra disappointing. But we'll take a point and run. And next up, we face Fella. Sayas picked out Turco to give us an early lead. And Huggins' individual brilliance made it 2-0 at half-time, before Vala pulled one back late on. So we were really comfortable in this game until they scored, and then it got a little bit nervous towards the end. You can see from the XG tracker. Yeah, I mean, maybe they were coming back at us at 2-0, but yeah, until they scored, it never really felt like the game was in any danger. But when they did, the last 5 minutes were change of underwear kind of stuff. But anyway, it maybe wasn't as bad as it feels, because you can see on the XG tracker that it doesn't look like they created much afterwards, but just nerves, I suppose, on my part. Next up, it was another big game in the league against the team we nicked the title from on the final day last year. It was HK. Matheson found Stephenson to give us the lead. Andreasen made it 2-0, and Rocky slipped in Stephenson for our third. Turpinson made it 4-0, before Rocky picked out Stephenson's run to make it 5-0 at half-time. Turpinson added a sixth, but HK pulled one back. So a real shame we couldn't keep a clean sheet in this one, but what a performance it was. We seemed, as first half, we were scoring at will. It really was like that. Second half, I thought we were going to go on with it when we got the early goal, but yeah, they scored, and it just kind of petered out the game after that, to be honest. But 6-1 against the team that almost won the league last year. We showed them who's boss, didn't we? All right, final game to catch you up on was against Grotta. We fell behind late in the first half, but Sanchez crossed for Turco to have us level at half-time. Turco pounced on a poor clearance to give us the lead, before Grotta pegged us back. So we were the better team in this one, I think. Both teams look the same out there, don't they? But we seem to be the better team for most of it. We just couldn't kill the game off, which is disappointing again. But it was a tough game, like I say, but I do feel like we were the better team throughout it. Now, we did change the formation for this one, partly to try two up top, see how it went, which, to be honest, wasn't brilliant, but also because they were playing a 4-4-2. I just wanted to try and have the extra centre-back at the back. We haven't been the best defensively, I'd say. We haven't been that bad, but we've also, I don't think we've kept many clean sheets either. So, yeah, that was why we changed the shape there. But ultimately, it was all's well that ends well. And the league table tells a happy story. We have 5 points clear, albeit KR, who we played today, do have a game in hand, which could cut that back to 3 points. So it is a big game in the league. And yeah, it is just going well, just generally speaking. So that is that. But we are playing a team in the cup first up here. And that team is Reynir. I would guess you pronounce it. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them. And actually, no, I didn't want to do that. And this is the team that we are sending out. It is Arnson in goal. It's going to be his first start. I want to try and give him some game time in case Andreasen gets injured. He'll need to play in Europe, so it should be okay, but he's very low on match sharpness. Sanchez, Andreasen, Magnussen, who is training on well, and I do want to try. He's got a lot of potential. I do want to give him the game time to continue to improve. And Matheson, I realized when I was recording the voiceovers there that we've got a non-Icelandic player, and it's still a son. So yeah, that was a good signing, wasn't it? So he's going to come in for this one. It's going to be Pedortson, but he is not going to be a deep line playmaker. He is just going to sit in there as an anchorman for us, with Halkson and Capiello going forward a bit more. We're going to give a first, sort of competitive game. I think it might even be a first start for one of our young wingers. He's potentially quite good, and he's training on as well, so it can only help him develop. Rocky will go as the inside forward on the left. Stephenson will go up top, and yeah, the bench is fairly strong, just in case one or two of the youngsters that are on the field don't have a good day. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Yeah, I mean, I don't recognise many names in that, or any names in that lineup, if I'm honest. Now, if you're wondering where Viva is, he has been injured for quite a while now. It was about 5-6 weeks at the time. Now, he's not too far away from coming back. I don't know if we'll see in this episode. But well, we should be fine anyway. And they've come out a little bit differently to what we were expecting, so we'll need to change marking assignments. But yeah, I mean, we can give the kid a game on the right wing, this guy. And Hugson, actually, I've been playing him as a right winger, and he's done really, just generally speaking, this season, he's played really, really well, whether it be at right back behind Viva or just replacing him. So yeah, really, really happy with his form. Okay, so I've fixed the marking assignments. The other thing I've done is we're already going to exploit the flanks, but we're also going to look for the overlaps now, given that... Oh, I tell you, what an effort from Sanchez. Given that there's the chance for an overlap out there, then we'll look for that as well. So hopefully we'll just sort of kill them in wide areas. They've got the middle of the park pretty much packed out, so we'll just try and go around that as much as we can. And it's one of these games you suspect the first goal might be quite important. If we can break them down, as Sanchez wins the ball back nicely, then they're going to have to come out at us a little bit more if they want to win the game. We're expecting them to be a route one side, although the scouts got the formation wrong, so they could have got that wrong as well, as Rocky has a go, but puts it past the post. But so far it has been domination, 64% possession. They haven't had a shot at goal, never mind on goal. But we do need to get that first one, don't we? Let's try demanding more against lower league opposition. Capiello is taken down. It falls for Rocky, though. Rocky has another go, is he? Rocky keeps going in, and over the top again. I thought he was going to have an initial go, but he just went a little bit further and then just couldn't keep his shot down. But it looks as though it is going to be 0-0 at half-time. And I'm wondering if we do go with keep up the hard work, the result will come. What we don't want to do is... keep going, make sure you get the win you deserve. What we don't want to do is get them complacent, because it has been complete domination. They literally haven't threatened us yet, but of course we haven't scored. So these are the sorts of games that can end up 1-0 to the other team, especially in a cup, as Magnussen wins the header. I'm not regretting any of the team selections. I think there's a nice mix between giving some youngsters a game and also playing some of the key first teamers, as Matheson's cross is taken a bit of a deflection. The goalkeeper is there, and what becomes of this now? There is absolutely no one forward for them, so it's comfortable for us to regain possession, and here we go again. I'm wondering if maybe just exploiting the wide areas is not quite working for us. Rocky's turned well. He's into the penalty area. Can he pull it back? Now he can! And it is Omar Stephenson for his 13th of the season. Some of those are going to have actually been sort of from the European campaign sort of at the end of which for us was last season, but in the game technically qualified as this season. Of course, some of those are in the League Cup as well. But he's scoring goals again, which is very, very nice. I think he got a couple of hat-tricks in between the two episodes. So he's doing really well. Capiello over a free kick now, knocks it in. Oh, it's gone down for a penalty. If this goes in, I think at 2-0, we'll start and rest some of those key players, the likes of Capiello. But Capiello particularly. Andreasen, he still is yet to miss a penalty for us. Denny Sanchez did take a penalty and missed it. That was because Andreasen, I'm assuming, wasn't on the field for that particular game. But he is looking a very, very good signing. And there's nothing better, personally, than a centre-back that can take a penalty. I don't know what it is about it. It just excites me. Here we go with Denny Sanchez. Sanchez, oh, it's bouncing around. It is hacked clear. And that will do it for that. We are going to make some changes, though, now. Karasson needs some game time. He can come on for Capiello. Gunnarsson... or Goodnason, it might even be. He can come on and play left wing. He's actually starting to develop not too badly. I just need him to learn to cross a ball a bit better, among other things. But if he can do that, then I think we'll have a useful player for the league. But right now, obviously, he's not quite at that level. Now, what we don't want at 2-0 is one to go in. It's right on the edge of the area, and it does go in. So that is not ideal, having made those changes. We'll tell them to focus when we can. It's a decent free kick. It's actually quite a good free kick, isn't it? It was sort of bending away. So, yeah, not ideal. It's a game we've dominated, as even the match momentum would show that. But I wouldn't mind just getting another goal now to make sure of things. Stefansson putting a bit of pressure on, but Karasson picks up the clearance. Karasson, will he have a go? Karasson! Was it a deflection? No, it wasn't. About 20 minutes to play with stoppages here, you'd say. No, 15 minutes to play. Goodnason, show us that crossing, mate. It's to the edge of the area. It's cleared away. He should get another go at it. Back to Denny Sanchez. Sanchez whips it in. Back post. It's down for Matheson! And Luke Matheson has a first Grindavik goal. And that will hopefully be that now. And it was the two young wingers heavily involved in that as well. Sanchez's ball to the back post. Nice little knockdown, wasn't it? That's really good. Not the greatest goalkeeping, but a really good knockdown from the young right winger there. And that's showing, you know, a bit of composure and what we want our young players to have. So, yeah, that's quite a pleasing goal from that point of view as well. Magnussen's had a good game at the back, which is good to see. If he does actually train on as a centre-back, he could be an absolute beast for us. But it's always a bit of a risk with retraining players. But there we go. In the end, it was comfortable. We had a few nervous moments in there midway through the game. But ultimately, that is us into the next round. So I wouldn't say we hammer them, but we certainly, in the end, were quite comfortable. The goalkeeper made his debut, so that is good news for him. We've got interest in Flavio Capiello, who obviously won't be going anywhere. But that is that done. We've got what is games played, points per game kind of thing, a top of the table clash in the league up next. So I will see you back for that. Okay, welcome back. Now we have got our quarterfinal draw for the cup. It is Grotta, which means I won't be showing it because the kit clash is just too much. I mean, I'm sure you guys would not like to see that. So I just find it annoying. I hate playing them for that reason. So anyway, hopefully we'll get through it. If not, then we'll be out of the cup, won't we? But we have got a big game in the league coming up right now. That is against KR, and we are expecting a 4-2-3-1 from them. Now, the player they had last year, that Finn Bogson, who was really good in the air, he has left. He's actually since gone off to the Middle East, I think it was, because I did briefly think about trying to sign him, but in the end I decided against it. Now they're going to be a wing play side. This is a team we're sending out. Andresen comes back into goal. Koller, who is just continuing to train the house down, so excellent work from him. So he gets the start here. Monte, Adel Steinson and Matheson are the rest of the back four. Sayas, Turpinson and Allmark. Now Turpinson, he has slowed down a little bit, but he is still developing. Allmarkson is, he's still developing at a decent rate as well. So let's hope that the youngsters can get the midfield battle one for us. Huggins moves forward to play right wing. Rocky and Turco will be the rest of the attacking trio. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. This Lindgren, I'm pretty sure, has scored against us before. He is a decent-ish player and a good run. Impressed me. Let's the media have been giving us credit. Let's go out there and show them why. It's a big game. Hopefully that's not going to put too much pressure on them. But, I mean, it's one of these, you know, the league, it's a long season, and, well, you know what I mean, it's a longer season, I suppose. So, you know, if we do happen to slip up, and to be fair, we have slipped up both times with the draws against Grotta and Breidablik. It has been at home, which is obviously disappointing. And, you know, if they win their game in hand, they go to 14 points, they beat us here, potentially we're level on points. So, a draw would be acceptable, I'd say, but obviously we want to try and get the win if possible, and it should be possible. We know we're a professional team compared to their semi-pro, so anything I say is sort of, I guess, tempered with that and the fact that we should win every game we play in Iceland. But yeah, let me know what you think too of Karabag. It's one of those, isn't it? We should be able, well, I say we should, we are capable of beating them. It's going to depend somewhat on how good of a Karabag side they are. You tend to see that teams from that leagues that don't sort of exist in the game are maybe underachieving compared to what they do in real life. If it was real life, it would be a real banana skin. I think it wasn't that long ago, I think Celtic got knocked out. Was it Karabag or was it Astana? They got knocked out by somebody from sort of that part of the world. Not much of a half of football, that one, was it? But yeah, so I just think in the game maybe it's a little bit different. But it's still going to be very tough. Now we've got an apprehensive looking Turco. Now, given that we have Stefansson on the bench, I'm a little bit inclined to take him off. But we'll see how we start the half here. Here we go with Koller. Oh, he gets past his man. He finds Rocky as well. Turco's waiting in the middle. Rocky's gone a long way. He goes back. Oh, Markson! Oh, Damien! Oh, Markson! What a finish that is. That is going to be a goal for season contender, almost certainly. And we needed it because we were really struggling to break them down. Rocky did a little bit of fancy footwork, but look at this. One touch to steady himself, and that's Felipe Coutinho at Liverpool stuff, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. What a strike. Really pleased with that one. All right, now can we defend properly, which we've struggled to do at times this season. We have done a little bit of work on defensive football, maybe not enough given the goals that we're conceding, but All right, I don't like a nervous striker. It's just absolutely no use to us. So let's get Stefansson on up there. We've got about a week off before our next game, so it's not gonna be a fatigue issue. There's a good ball. Now, can Stefansson prove? Whoa, he's just so good. When he's on, isn't he? And Stefansson is just absolutely brutal. Just tucks it into the corner every time. Doesn't seem to matter where he is. From their goal kick as well. Matheson won the header, down to Huggins. Huggins plays in Stefansson, and look at that. 1 touch, 2 touch, and then the 3rd touch is in the back of the net. He is just a goal machine at this level. So there we go. We really don't need Turco at all, do we? The 6-month loan may not prove to be a big deal because we've got Stefansson. Now, the issue, of course, is Stefansson doesn't enjoy big games. That is the issue. I say that we don't need somebody else, but we actually do, because when it comes to the big stage, Stefansson freezes. But for your run-of-the-mill, as a striker to win you a title, he's absolutely perfect. He just sticks away the chances. And here we go now with Huggins. Can he play in Stefansson again? He's sort of running for green space. He's got round the outside of his man. It's a decent ball in, and for once, Stefansson wasn't there. Rocky to Allmarkson. Allmarkson, it's for Stefansson, and the 2 goal scorers combined. That's 3-0. And, this was supposed to be the 2nd best team in the league. And, well, we've made short work of them here, haven't we? Really, really nicely worked in the end. Allmarkson, it's a little bit of a deflected cross. I take it back. A little bit of luck, perhaps, in the end. But Stefansson is there. Gets his 2nd off the bench. And everybody's happy. So there we go. That is going to... I don't want to talk about having titles won already, but that was the team that was 2nd, more or less, with games in hand and whatnot. But with Europe about to start, I think we've got 1 game left in the league, which we'll have to rotate for because Europe is going to start just after that. We've got a 7-point gap, which is potentially less with Breeder Blink and KA having a game in hand. But yeah, we're in a much stronger position than we were last season. And not just that, I think we're in a stronger position in terms of the squad as well. I think last season, if we had played Allmark, Turpinson, and 1 other in midfield, we would have thought, we're going to struggle to get a result here. This year, they're almost first choice, so that's not going to be a problem whatsoever. But guys, that will do it for today. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We will be back next time. We will be back for Champions League football. We'll show the first leg against Karabag, which is at home. If it's looking done and dusted, then we'll show the Selfoss game. If it's still up in the air, then we'll go to Karabag for the 2nd leg and hopefully get ourselves through to the next round. But if, as I said, enjoy that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Take care.